Oh boy, AI deregulation. Time for, I don't know, like, instead of like actually having like a good idea to try to integrate AI in terms of like the economy and stuff like that, it's time for further deregulation of AI to have like corporations invest more and more into it in order to have them replace people's jobs. Very, very cool. But yeah, what do we got here? White House on Wednesday released its promised AI action plan, a sweeping set of policy proposals aimed at boosting the United States' goal for dominance in artificial intelligence through sweeping deregulation. Who wants to make a bet that shit like this is eventually going to lead to another like '08-esque recession? Because there's going to be like such a ridiculous amount of investment that happens into the AI sphere and world as a result of this. Eventually, like, those investors are going to want some kind of return on it. They're not going to produce it, and the bubble bursts, and whoa, just like that, recession, crazy. Who wants to make that? I'm willing to make that bet. I'm willing to make that fucking bet. I'm making that fucking call. So that's going to be cool and great to see that, time for another potential fucking recession. What, they're trying to like do this to compete with China? I don't even, like, how is China even doing on like AI? They have like DeepSeek or something. I don't really categorically like using AI, to be honest, because it's just like, first off, bad for the fucking environment, right? We all know about like the meme of like Memphis getting fucking poisoned by Elon's XAI factory. So that's a factor there. It's terrible for the not the economy, but for the environment. I guess it's also bad for the economy as well because of the fact that it's going to send a bunch of people to fucking unemployment. So that's cool. For all this talk about not wanting to have people on the dole of the state, they keep like trying to throw out people, as many people as possible, with like automation and AI and all this shit like that, to make it such that more and more people will have to like rely on public services in order to survive. Because in reality, the point of doing stuff like this is to just have people suffer and die, right? Like overall, like just like replace the lowest rungs of society with like a bunch of like willing robot slaves instead, or some shit, because they don't want to have like actual people to do the jobs. Also for the express purposes of trying to save money. Like that's like also another thing. It's a whole sort of like multi fucking faceted problem with as to like why they want like AI, and also like it makes just stuff more derivative. Like we all know about the meme with just how like dog shit AI art and like videos and music and all this stuff is. It's just like complete just dreck nonsense, highly derivative, uninteresting, just slop, and just causes like an overall sort of like death of like culture and just like broader sort of like human sociability and interactability and stuff like that. It's just like it just sucks. It's just bad all around. Well, so the plan was developed by the Trump administration's AI and crypto czar. Can we please stop using this term? I really fucking hate this term. Why is everything a fucking czar? Right? Like, why? Why is everything a fucking king or some shit? Because that's what this term means. It's a king, a monarch. Why? Is it because it sounds fancy in Russian or something? Like, it's stupid. David Sachs in the Office of Science and Technology Policy. The 24-page plan outlines over 90 federal actions focused on 3 areas of focus. Increasing private sector innovation. Oh boy, who's ready for more private-public partnerships? Expanding AI-related infrastructure and exporting American AI. So, time for more like, I don't know, ChatGPT grok slop to be pushed down your fucking throat through the algorithm, and more and more of the environment to get fucking poisoned. Yep. I think that's what the fucking calls are here for. Again, still not even like in terms of like the benefit of the economy. Like that return on investment's eventually going to be like, all right, let's get our return on our investment. There's like no fucking return, and the economy fucking collapses as a result. Very, very cool. Oh yeah, 1,000 fucking percent there, Durandi. Yeah, like let's lose all the human soul of creation, imagination to the soulless hands of machines. I've made that fucking point before. Like, but I mean, like, broadly speaking, like, billionaires are okay with the death of art, the death of sort of sociability as well. Why do you think, like, these AI companion things are becoming a thing, right? Like, the death of sort of, like, the broader human experience is what these people ultimately want to achieve, right? Because they hate the human experience, because they themselves because of the amount of power and wealth that they have accumulated, are just not human anymore. Like, you look at, like, if you've ever like interacted with a billionaire, you can just, they're just like, they're soulless, and you can like fucking feel it. Like, that's what happens when you want to congregate that much power and wealth and sort of like, not will, but like power and wealth under like such a small subset of people. It just sucks away the soul of like humanity and like what like the promise of the human experience is supposed to be. Like, that's like the point of it. And because they themselves, like, they know they can't fundamentally achieve anything of that of greatness at all with like all that money that they've accumulated. So, you know, might as well just like suck away from everyone else, let everyone else fucking suffer as a result. Yeah, 1000%. Like, they're not humans anymore. They're just like robots at this point. It follows President Trump's January executive order directing the creation of an AI action plan within 180 days. The proposals appear to break from the Biden administration's more safety-first AI framework, but White House officials cast the strategy as essential to winning the AI race against global competitors, especially China. Is China even doing that much investment in, like, AI? Like, are they even? Like, honestly, like, there's so many other fucking things you can focus on in comparison than rather over, like, fucking AI. Like, AI is not gonna fucking produce any of the stuff that they think is going to fucking produce. I talked about some of the benefits AI can have, like translation models. I think like AI can be really, really useful for that. Oh, there's a lot of medical applications also for AI as well. I think those things are like genuinely really, really good stuff. But like, again, if it's not like a huge benefit for corporations and the rich, then like, why the fuck is that worth investing? That's not like, what you think like medical treatments and like translator models are like going to be useful at all in terms of being able to turn a big profit in a short term? No, fuck that. So we might as well invest in like AI art and like trying to replace people, as many people as possible with like stupid chat bots and shit like that to accumulate more wealth and power under, well, oneself. That's the point of all this stuff. The new plan comes as consumer advocates warns it gives tech companies outsized influence and effectively lets them write their own rules. Public Citizen called it a corporate giveaway. This is why I'm saying, like, dude, if there's a fucking recession because of all this stuff, this is why. Shit like this. The Trump administration's reckless AI agenda prioritizes corporate profits over public safety. The administration plans to give billions to big tech so they can burn even more dirty energy, release untested products, and rush into the AI era without accountability to the American public, the group said in a statement. And that's pretty much like the biggest reason why I have like no interest in learning anything about fucking AI and just like fucking avoiding it like the goddamn plague. Because I know this shit's gonna fucking collapse in on itself eventually. Because it always does. It's a bubble. It's gonna fucking burst eventually. And I mean, you can attest this, Boy Meets Mini, right? Like, all these like goddamn unregulated sort of like complete utter nonsense concentration of more wealth and investment and power into like a small select handed of like rich people is going to bubble and bubble and bubble, and it's eventually gonna fucking burst. Happens every fucking time. Same shit happened with the fucking housing market with all these like stupid cuts and deregulation. Same thing happened there. That happened because of a lot of the Bush tax cuts and deregulation that happened during 03 and 05. And it helped to lead to the fucking housing crash. I mean, that and also the repeal of Glass-Steagall. That's a completely fucking different story, of course, but that significantly also helped. But, like, there's, like, that's what this is going to ultimately accomplish. There's going to be a recession. I'm calling it. It's gonna fucking happen. I speak to ChatGPT sometimes in French, or ask it how to say things in Japanese, and it tends to be pretty correct, because Google Translate speaks really soulless, or just blatantly wrong, because it doesn't understand context, while I can explain to ChatGPT what specifically I want, and it gets it from actual Japanese text on the internet. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think, like, for the large language models in terms of, like, universal translators, I think are fantastic. I think that's a really good use there for AI. Like, genuinely. As, like, large language model translators. I think that's a fantastic use. So that can have a lot of, like, utility in terms of, like, tons of different applications. You know, like, say you're a tourist and you're trying to get somewhere. You can use, like, the AI chatbot to ask for, like, directions, for example. Or, I don't know, fucking have, like, a pen pal or some shit. Like, there's a ton of different things that the like, LLMs can have in terms of like being able to help as like a universal translator. But again, like the point of like ChatGPT and all this like fucking stuff is to like further assist in the death of critical education or thinking education, and to be able to replace people with these fucking chatbots for further automation. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, I do agree that automation can be really beneficial for humanity. Gandalf, absolutely. But the problem is the profit motive. Like, 1000%, it's the fucking profit motive. Like, but with the stuff that I said before, like with like the large language models being able to be used as a broader like universal translator, there's not a lot of like profit that can be made there, or for like medical treatments as well, not a lot of profit that can be made there. Corporations want to use these to replace people in the corporation, to replace like what they believe are like redundant jobs that they think they can just fucking automate away. That's the point of them wanting to use like fucking AI there. 1000%. Trump is expected to issue executive orders tied to the plan's priorities. The president on Wednesday will appear at the Winning the AI Race event hosted by The Hill and Valley Forum and the All In podcast, which is co-hosted by Sachs. Whoa, the billionaire fucking podcast with all the like billionaire fucking dipshits who have a vested interest in trying to replace as many of their fucking workers with AI as possible so they can make more fucking money and make it look good on their stock portfolios to investors. What? Who would have thought? I think ChatGPT has its use in finding information online or compacting that information, but the issue lies in it when it can start going full-fledged college paper answers when you have to do zero work or thinking. 1000 fucking percent. Like, that's what people are trying to broadly use it for. Like, but then again, that's like a broader sort of like broken educational system thing, and you can fucking thank Reagan and Bush for those ones. Like, that's the main problem there. The plan aims to accelerate AI innovation by cutting regulations, pushing for private sector adoption of AI technologies, and relying on the private sector to recommend regulatory barriers to cut. Oh man, the private sector is going to recommend regulatory barriers that need to be cut? Huh. Wow, oh, that's crazy. They're asking the corporations to do this? Huh. Who would have thought? Building and expanding AI infrastructure in America is also among the priorities of the proposal. This means fast-tracking permits for the creation of data centers, removing diversity, equity, and inclusion. We gotta get rid of the DEI and climate requirements. Guys, who's ready for more fucking coal power plants powering AI? Because that's something that Trump unironically fucking said. It's like, yeah, we build the coal power plants, you get the guys with the coal. You gotta get the coal, we love the miners. We love the people going in the mines in order to mine the coal to power the power plants so we can have AI. So fucking stupid. I don't have to express just how fucking ridiculous that is. The amount of power that you need in order to like sustain these things, and you want to fucking use like coal, some of the dirtiest fucking energy on the planet, in order to fucking power that shit. Ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. As well as investing in AI-related workforce training. Oh, fantastic. Great. Additionally, the plan recommends, in the name of protecting free speech and American values, to remove references to misinformation, DEI, and climate change from federal AI safety guidelines. Guys, we can't have our chatbots be able to have any references or do anything in terms of referencing fucking reality, because it has a liberal bias. Grr! How dare reality have a fucking liberal bias? I can't believe that this is happening. We gotta get rid of the woke, get rid of the DEI and the climate. We can't have the windmills, folks. The windmill, even though he means fucking wind turbines, not windmills. Fucking idiot. The plan, however, does not address the use of copyrighted data for AI training, which has emerged as a key issue for AI and the basis for lawsuits. When asked about this, a senior official told ABC News the issue is currently before the courts and beyond the scope of executive action, saying fair use is the law of the land. I don't think the Trump administration or the companies really give a shit about any of that stuff. So that's cool. That's great to see that, the AI sort of like cyberpunk shithole dystopia is going to be more and more like realized. And again, these deregulatory actions that are currently happening right now, this is the exact same fucking shit that happened with the Bush tax cuts, which helped lead to the fucking Great Recession of '08, which is why I'm making the call that, guess what? It's going to lead to another fucking goddamn recession. Mark my fucking words. When like shit like this happens and all these like barriers and cuts happen and the bubble begins to sort of inflate more and more and more and more, that shit's eventually going to pop and it's going to cause a huge fucking economic recession. Because again, a lot of these investors, they're going to want their fucking money back. They're going to want their return on investment. See that there's a bunch of like completely unregulated, complete utter fucking dog shit, terrible fucking goddamn programs that are hawked as like the next best fucking thing. You use them, it's complete broken nonsense and it's terrible. And it's going to cause a, whoa, crazy. It's going to cause a fucking recession because of that. Because it's happened already before in the past. It's the exact same fucking thing. So it's cool. It's great that the Trump administration is helping to continue to fast track the sort of like, I don't know, the further death of the U.S. economy and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I'm ready for like to see the reports and suffer the consequences of about 5 years of the AI bubble bursting and causing another giant fucking potential global recession. So, I'm looking forward to that greatly. Don't think there's really much else to say besides that.